The sun bled into the horizon, spilling gold and crimson over an endless desert. A lone figure trudged forward, dust clinging to every step. Ahead, a crooked shack waited in silence, as if holding its breath. The wind carried faint whispers, too soft to understand, yet too close to ignore. Each one seemed to curl around the ears, teasing the thought that someone was already watching. The air grew heavier with every step, and the shadows stretched unnaturally long, reaching toward the lone traveler like cold, grasping fingers. The air inside was stale, thick with years of neglect. Dust drifted lazily through thin shafts of sunlight slicing down from broken roof planks. Wooden boards groaned beneath every step, as if warning him to turn back. A rusty lantern sat abandoned on a crooked table, its glass cracked, its flame flickering weakly. Somewhere deeper in the shadows, a faint creak echoed, not from the wind, not from the wood. Something else, something waiting. A sound, soft, wet, wrong. The traveler froze. The whisper came again, closer this time, curling into the room like smoke. His head turned sharply, eyes searching the dim corners. The candle on the far table fluttered as if exhaling fear. Itself, the air seemed to pulse in his chest. The whisper didn't belong to the air. It belonged to someone who had been here, long before he entered. Down the narrow hallway, something stirred. At first it seemed like part of the wall, too still, too dark, but then it tilted its head, and the shadows peeled back. Skin stretched thin like brittle paper, hollow sockets drinking in the faint blue moonlight. A mouth sealed shut with jagged black thread twitched, as if trying to speak. Yet the whisper still came, now slipping from the very walls. The night split open with movement, feet pounding, dust rising in silver moonlight. Behind, it followed, not running, not stumbling, just there. The desert air rang with silence, broken only by the pounding in his chest. Every time he glanced back, the shape had not moved, and yet it was closer. The horizon stretched endlessly, but the space between hunter and prey was disappearing. Stone walls rose like tombstones on either side, swallowing the light. Each step he took came back to him, twisted, wrong, not the sound he made, but a mimic. It grew louder, sharper, until it was no longer an echo, but a breath just behind him. Shapes stirred in the mist between the rocks, slipping away before his eyes could catch them. The canyon didn't just carry sound, it fed on it. The fog clung low to the ground, rolling like a living thing. Through the pale veil, it stood, taller than before, head tilted, sockets fixed on him. The stitches across its mouth pulled taut as it breathed, each inhale sounding like a rope. Tightening, the distance between them felt unreal. One step could erase it. A drop of cold sweat slid down his neck. Somewhere deep inside, he knew it was already too late. The forest clearing was wrong. Too still, no wind, no crickets, no life, only him. And the lantern's weak glow. Behind, the shape leaned against the trees, no movement, no sound, yet the lantern's flame bent toward it as if pulled. The trees seemed to lean in closer, their branches curling like claws. The silence pressed in until even his heartbeat felt like it was echoing. The ruins loomed under a churning sky, jagged stone teeth against the dark. Lightning tore the night open, and there it was, inches away, rain soaking its corpse-like frame. Water slid across its stitched mouth, dripping black in the cracks. Of stone, the hollow sockets glowed faint green, not with light, but with hunger. The storm roared, but its whisper cut through, cold and deliberate, curling into his mind. The world faded to a single reflection, his eyes locking onto the figure's shadow in the dark. The stitches broke one by one, threads snapping with a wet hiss from within. Black mist spilled out, curling around his face, tasting his fear. The voice came now, not from outside, but from inside his skull, repeating the same words over and over. Words he could never unhear. Words that would follow him, even into the grave.